Hi everybody, I just finished my fourth book of the year, A Perfect Vintage by Chelsea Fagan. This book, I really didn't know what it was about until I started reading it, and I have realized that I am kicking off a little bit of a French trend, kind of unintentionally. Another book where the setting takes place predominantly in France. Maybe I'm turning into a Francophile. Who knows? Basically, the premise of this book is the main character, she works kind of visiting different chateaus in France and helping the families turn them into boutique hotels. So she kind of does the interior design and walks them through the business plans and things like that so that they can kind of take these old traditional family homes and kind of start to profit from them. Overall, I gave this book about a 3 out of 5. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to someone. It's definitely an easy read. I read it relatively quickly. I could get big chunks of it done sort of in one sitting. I just wasn't kind of blown away with it. I loved the setting. Obviously, I kind of have a thing for books that take place in France. The chateau itself was beautiful from the description, and I kind of also, I loved the way that the author brought the spaces to life. It was kind of easy to picture a lot of the different spaces and the ambiance of the book. So that was kind of a 10 out of 10. I did not love the pace of the book. I kind of felt like sometimes we spent so much time just describing minor details to the point where I was like, nothing's really happening, which I guess is kind of like a pro and a con because I did enjoy the fact that they took the time to be so descriptive and explain the setting all the way down to the tiny details, but then it also kind of hurt in the way that it made the story kind of slower. Also, I feel like the big twist or like the shocking turn of events that happens towards the end of the book, I kind of saw it coming. It's kind of one of those forbidden love sort of books where two people are kind of sneaking around and they're keeping it on the down low, and so obviously you know that there's going to be some kind of blow up where their secret gets exposed and everybody kind of freaks out and everything just sort of falls apart. I kind of saw that coming, but also the more specific details behind it I saw coming. Like I not to be a spoiler, but I kind of felt like the husband of the one character was gonna show up and cause a scene, and he did, and I kind of felt like the person who exposed the secret was going to be the one to spill the beans because he's kind of the one giant protagonist and he kind of has it out for the main character. So I kind of felt like I wasn't surprised or shocked by those things, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it was still a good book. I didn't think it was a waste of my time. Also, I did like that it was kind of realistic in a sense. Yes, the giant blow up and the dramatics behind it, maybe that's not the most realistic thing in the world. However, the post fallout I thought was very on par. I thought it was kind of spot on. There wasn't like this big grand I'm so sorry and they put it all behind them. I mean, there was a little bit of that, but it was definitely after some time to digest and reflect and so on and so forth. So I did appreciate that. They sort of acknowledge the fact that, hey, most people don't get over things super quick and it takes time and blah, blah, blah. So I like that. I thought that was super realistic. Not all like rainbows and butterflies and happiness, but overall it was a good book. If you want something kind of quick and enjoyable, I would definitely recommend it. But yeah, 3 out of 5, not too bad. And apparently I like France and I like reading books that take place in France. Okay, so up next, book number 5. Unfortunately, I don't have the book jacket for this one. I bought this book a while ago at a thrift store, I would say probably last spring, so it's been kind of sitting in my TBR for a while. It did come with the book jacket, but we had an unfortunate run-in with water or coffee. I can't remember which one, so the book jacket did not survive that event. But it is The Wind is Not a River by Brian Payton. This does not take place in France, so I'm getting off of that little trend. It kind of takes place in the Aleutian Islands. There's actually a map in the front of the book to show you guys. So it's those little islands that kind of stretch from Alaska back towards Russia. I think that the overall kind of premise of this book is a man who is a paratrooper. I think he gets stranded on one of those tiny little uninhabited islands, and it's about how he survives, if he survives, I'm not sure. But I'm excited for this. It's got like a little bit of a historical fiction twist to it because it is not necessarily modern. And you know, I like historical fiction, so I'm excited for that one. Plus, I think it'll be a little less fluffy than some of the other books that I have read over the past couple of weeks or so. Not that fluffy's a bad thing, but sometimes you just need something kind of heart-wrenching. And so this will hopefully fit the bill for that. Okay, I'll dive into this week, and then we'll see where we go after that. I hope you guys have a great week. If you have any suggestions on things that you've read recently that you enjoy or that you think I would enjoy, let me know, and maybe I'll add them to my TBR. Okay, bye guys.